A very good afternoon. I think it's already evening. A very good evening to you all. Thank you for joining us. My name is Robinah Nabulo, like earlier on introduced. Friends, yesterday we had a session on Excel, and that session was mainly to give basics for those who didn't even have an idea of how Excel operates, what are the basic things that you needed to know or understand, since we shall be going into since we shall be getting into more broader understanding of Excel. So this evening we are going to be looking at payroll. In each and every organization, we find that almost all staff are paid. You may find even the relatives that you have within the organization are paid. As business owners, as students, as learners, we all have to understand how payment is done, because either you're being paid, or you will be paid, or you're paying someone. Yeah, so you may find that there are those people who have been paid during their internships, and you would love to understand how does the payment system run. Why do I get this money? You find that someone who is an intern doesn't get the same amount of payment like those the people who are employed at a particular company. Yeah, so we are going to be sharing what we call payroll, the payroll system, how it works. So let me share my screen. So yesterday we had we studied how to open a folder, because I know we have people who have almost who didn't know anything regarding uh, regarding regarding Excel. So we started from scratch. So yesterday we opened a folder, we put in new work, we created Excel worksheets. So I think we learned how to do this. So let me just do it so that we can be able to do it quickly, since everyone already knows what we do, how to create a folder, how to create files within a folder, how to open up Excel. Yeah, so this evening, like I said, we are going to be sharing about payroll, the payroll system, how it works in Excel. Yeah, you may find that you have an employee, let me say me, myself, Robinah, and then I have other people I'm working with. Maybe you're the manager, and then you have another person who is a junior, someone who has just come into the organization. You may find that you have different uh, uh, payments. Yeah, so Excel, with Excel, I'm not going to use a very broad screen. I'm going to try, so that, because yesterday we got some technical challenges, I want to use a screen that is more visible. So I'm going to use I'm going to use a much more larger font size. So in every company, you'll find that we have employees who are distinguished by hierarchy. Yeah. So let's assume we are working for, okay, let me say TechLift Academy, and let's look at employees. Which employees may we have in TechLift? We can list some names. So maybe let me say we have maybe Janat. Maybe we have Joel, maybe we have Rita, maybe we have Simon, and maybe we have Jolene. So these are the employees of the company. How many hours does each individual work? So we can lay out regarding maybe Janet is a junior that has just come into the company, and maybe she works for let's say 10 hours. Anyway, people who are usually new in a company, you find that they may work more hours, let's say 20 hours. Yeah, let's name our column hours. So Janet works for 20 hours. Let's say Joel works for 12 hours since he might be the manager. Then let's say Rita works for 13 hours. Maybe she's the assistant manager. Maybe let's say Simon works for 30 and this but 30 hours is impossible. 10. Then let's say Jolene works for 15 hours. So every hour that an individual works is paid for. Even in Uganda, however, in Uganda, I think I have friends from Kenya and Tanzania on the call. In Uganda, you will find that people are paid on a monthly basis, but still the company just only doesn't show you how much you're paid per hour, but rather in the UK, in the United States, in Canada, those areas. Abroad, you'll find that people are paid based on hours. You find someone working for 8 hours and they are paid money, or they are paid dollars regarding how much they work for, regarding the number of hours they work. Yeah. So I think even some government organizations here in Uganda have evolved to that. So you may find that there is a particular cost that is attached to payment per hour. An hour that a manager spends on duty may not be the same as the one for a junior. Yeah. So let's try to find out how much is paid per hour. So let's say pay per hour. Pay per hour. Maybe I can simply use a slash instead of per. Pay per hour. So okay. So you may find that Janet, being a junior that has just walked in, she may be getting, let me say, $15 per hour. Joel, being the senior manager, may be getting $30 per hour. Rita being an assistant may get $25 per hour. Then Simon may get, let me say, 10. He may be an executive, so let's say $16 per hour. And maybe Jolene is getting maybe 13. Okay, $13. No, 23. Okay, let's make it 23. So we can see the number of hours that they work. Janet 20, then the amount of money per hour is $15. So you may find that the company may go ahead and give them allowances. Yeah, maybe someone is given fuel allowance. Maybe you're given lunch. Maybe you're given breakfast. Maybe you're given an extra income for transport per hour, per day, or per month. So in this case, let's add up our maybe allowance per month, the monthly. Let me do it this way. The allowance per hour, per month. Yeah. So you will find that, so allowance per hour, her being a junior, she may only be getting lunch and maybe breakfast and lunch. So she may be getting only $11 per month as extra or as an allowance. Then Joel, having been the manager of the company, you may find that he gets around $13 per month. Then Rita may be getting 14. Then Simon may get around let's say 15, being an executive. Then maybe Jolene may get 12, let's say so. So each and every person here gets different amount of money. Yeah. However, we can see that our hours and the payments look the same. So what do? We are going to convert the payments into currency. So we are going to add the $ to distinguish hours from payment. So we said we use this. We come to the home the home button. Then we get to the ribbon of number in this particular group. You can see here you'll have more options, but however the $ is already here, so there is no reason why we would get to this option. So however, if you want to change, you want to get maybe you want to change the currency to Uganda shillings, you want to change the decimal places, you can come to this. Yeah, but however, let's just press the $ to add it. Yeah, so my settings already have two decimal places, but I can reduce that simply by pressing there. Yeah, okay. So now we would want to know, the company may want to know how much they pay each and every person on a monthly basis, and that is what they usually call the gross pay, because the gross pay is not yet subjected to tax. You're not yet taxed. We've not removed deductions. We've not removed anything from your money. So what is the gross pay? The gross pay is simply that money that you get before other deductions and tax. So let's try to find the gross pay for each individual. So let's try to find the gross pay. So the gross pay, here we are now going to use formulas. I think we learned more about formulas. Yeah. In this case, we have employees. Let me highlight this so that we can all be able to distinguish titles or headings from the work. So we have the different hours, the different payments, and the different allowances. Yeah. So we now want to know how much total someone gets or each employee gets. However, let me first border up this so that we can be able to have a better view. Let me border this up, please. Just a moment. Okay. I hope we have a better view now. Okay, so we now want to find out what our gross pay is. So we shall use the formula equals, then you can come and choose. Yeah, remember, this is the number of hours someone works and this is the payment, but it is not showing for the whole month. Yeah, so we have to multiply this times, and the times we said we use the star times our C2, which is our payment per hour, in order for us to get the total payment for the whole month. Yeah. So we shall put this in brackets, and we shall then add, shift. So we shall then add our allowances. So we have added up, look here in the formula bar, we have added our total payment for all the hours over the month, plus the allowance that is given to an individual. Yeah, so you simply press enter. And now remember what I told you about dropping down. Yeah, this is what we call relative referencing. That same formula can work for the entire column. Unlike we are going to be looking at absolute referencing, where you cannot refer the same content consistently. Yeah, where you have to fix values, and that is when we apply the dollar signs. So we simply drag this down and we have the rest answered. Then now this is simply the gross pay, the entire pay that someone gets. What if that individual incurs a particular tax? I think we have income tax, NSSF, and many other deductions. But at this moment, let's look at what if there is an income tax. An income tax. So in the event that we have an income tax, remember an income tax now will be a deduction. Yeah, income tax is a deduction from your gross pay. So we shall have our income tax, and then we shall also have other deductions. I think I've seen this with restaurants. In most cases, if you're working with a restaurant and you make a mistake in an order, you may find that you be the one to clear that bill. That bill is put on you. However, it will not be now an income tax, but rather it will be part of other deductions. You may find that you've joined a company and you need to maybe make payment for your own uniforms, or you need to make payment for particular things on your own. That will be part of other deductions, not part of taxes. Yeah. So we shall as well have a field of other deductions. Yeah, each individual, how much do we subtract from their yes, I can see Ferida Ledu, Karunga John, and Kade Scovia. Your hands are raised. Kindly let me know. Have I lost you? Have I lost you, friends? Are we on the same page?
This is Karhanga Joan. Madam,
Yes.
I failed to get the what? The formula for gross pay. How do we go to the formula? Like how do you get it and the calculations? Because
Okay.
I've lost.
Okay. Thank you.
How did you get the formula? Yes.
All right.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Someone else also had a submission.
Yes, madam. A little bit lost somewhere
Hmm.
in the calculation, so I need to first go back again.
Where did you stop?
I am, let me say, I am in the allowances.
Okay, you
I get
stopped at the allowances. Okay. Uh, I saw another hand raised. However, friends, let's use our chat room. Let's use our chat room. Okay. I think I've had only 2 submissions, and I would love to handle that before we go ahead. Otherwise, you may get lost the more if I don't handle that. So let's get back to our to our submission. Yeah? Let's get to our presentation again. So, friends, 2 people have been lost. Kindly allow me to go back a little behind. Now, remember, each individual works in terms of hours. Yeah, that Janet is working 20 hours a day, 20 hours a month. Sorry. Yeah, these are hours per month. Let me add hours per month. And this is the payment that she gets, or each employee gets, per hour. Each hour, they work for 20 hours. This one works for 12. They have different hours that they work for a month. However, the payment for each hour is 15, 30, as per indicated in our column here. So, in order, okay, let me just do this for those who had gotten lost so that we can all be on the same page. Let me create another column here. Insert another column. So, let's name this column payment. Let's make it payment per month. Payment per month. Yeah. Let's make it payment per month. Yeah. So, in order for you to get how much payment someone is going to get, we are going to get the hours they work for and convert them to money. And how? We simply multiply the hours they work for times the payment for each hour, and we get the entire payment for the work they do. If, let me say, your duty is to type out or to make write-ups, you may find that the company may base on how many books you have written. Yeah. So, and you may find that the payment you have may be for each book. That each book you put out receives this amount of money. Yeah. Depending on your position in the company. So, in this case, it is rather in terms of hours that you get out and go to work for 20 hours, you get out to work for 12 hours, and you may find 12 hours may be like from 12 a.m. to 12 p.m. Yeah, so 12 hours, each hour is at a cost of $30. Yeah, but these hours are in terms of a month that you will have. I think I've seen this with mobs. You may find that you have a particular number of hours you work for per month, and we simply multiply the hours of the entire month times the payment you get for each hour. So let's use this instead, equals, we shall now use the formula of simply multiplying. Yeah, but remember, in Excel we use cells, a column plus its row, and we simply tap on that particular cell. So you say equals, then that particular cell, times, we simply press shift and the 8, the figure 8 on your board, on your keyboard, I hope so. And then you simply say this cell times the number of hours, and you press enter. Now these are the dollars, or this is the money that is paid to Janet. Yeah, this is the money that is paid to Janet for this work for 20 hours. She is paid $300. So you simply auto fill that, and that same formula will go to all the other cells, because this is what we call relative referencing. In absolute referencing, you have to fix a particular value. We are going to look at that. Yeah. Then, so after you have gotten this, now this, in order for us to move on, now this is the money that, this is the money that Janet is getting for the whole month, for all the hours she works. But you may find that the company is giving her an extra income, which might be an allowance. They are giving you some transport, they are giving you maybe airtime, maybe data. So you find that now you have to add up your total payment, and you add it up to your you add your allowance. Yeah, let me say, there are companies that give bonuses, so at the end of the month you find yourself maybe having a bonus. Yeah, so you get your payment for all the hours you work, and you add up with your allowance. Yeah, and that is the entire gross pay that you get. Yeah, so let's get to our gross pay. Now we are going to change the formula. Yeah, since people we had lost some friends, so we are going to embark on an easier route. So now what will our gross pay be? We are going to simply sum up or add up our payment per month, and we add it with our allowance. Yeah, and you will have how much you get. Yeah, so let's try to drop down that. Yeah, you see the figures have not changed. Yeah, it was simply a formula, and I had skipped that part, but rather brought it here I brought it in the event that I put D2 as a multiplication. Yeah, because this column wasn't there, I ignored it, knowing that we would be on the same page, but rather I hope we are now on the same page. Yeah? So that is our gross pay, the total amount of money that an individual or employee gets without deduction of tax or anything else, but rather the whole sum together. Then you find that other companies, I hope we are together. I think it was Charuhunda. So we have income tax. You may find that you will be taxed. Yeah, so this is what we call income tax, that tax that is charged directly on your income. Yeah, or your gross pay, or your money that comes into your account. It's charged automatically. Yeah, so what if maybe the income tax you incur is maybe, let's say, 16% of your gross pay. So we shall say equals the gross pay, yeah, then times the 18%, or it can be 16. Let's say it is 16% maybe. Yeah, you simply press enter, and the money you get after your income tax is this. Yeah, however, this is going to come in at the point when we are doing our net, when we are doing our net pay. Yeah, so you'll find that the income tax that is going to be charged on your money is going to be $49.76 from this. Yeah, this is our income tax. That is the tax you're going to get from this. Remember, it is now going to be a deduction in the event that we shall be getting our net, or exact, the final money that you take home. Yeah, then we shall simply drop this down, since this is relative referencing. So you'll find that out of this money, out of $311, Janat will have to remove, or she will be charged $49.76 as tax. Then what if this is a restaurant setting and she made a mistake somewhere, the order went berserk, and now she has to pay? Or maybe she needs to pay for uniforms. Yeah? So what do we do? Maybe she has $10 off. Maybe this one has 12, 13 off. Maybe this one has 19 off. Maybe this one has, let me say, $8 off. Maybe we have $5 off. Yeah, maybe these are uniforms that they are making payment for. Maybe it is it is a deduction in messing up an order, or it is something. Someone is saying, I didn't see how you fixed the new column in between already made columns. All right. What you first of all, friends, allow me get back to this. I want us all to be on the same page. So you come and first choose the column where you would want to have an extra column. So you come and choose that particular column. You move your cursor until you see this particular arrow. So you tap on that particular arrow and then you right click and you'll find options. Yeah, insert, you find delete. So when you say delete, it will completely remove that column. Yeah, so you press Ctrl Z to undo, or you can opt to insert a new column. However, when you insert, the column is going to come in on your left. So in case you want that column to be, for example, if I want that column to come in right after gross pay, I'll need to go to income tax and press insert on income tax. If I need it after or before this gross pay here, if I need it between gross pay and if I need it between gross pay and allowance, I'll now need to come to gross pay and choose to add. For example, let's insert. You see, if I need it between allowance and gross pay, I come to gross pay. If I need it between income tax, if I need it between income tax and gross pay, I'll come to income tax. Yeah, the column fits in or comes in from the left. Yeah, so I think that is answered. Ctrl Z to undo something, to undo anything. Yes. So we were still on the deductions. Maybe we have other deductions, maybe uniforms, maybe a messed up order, maybe somewhere you made, if you're balancing books and things go berserk, and the company or the rule of the company is that when you fail to balance up books, you are charged an extra income, or you make payment for that particular mistake. You find that I think I've even seen companies that charge when you come late for work. Yeah, you come late for work, you find that you have a particular percentage off of your salary. So those are what we call other deductions. So these deductions are in dollars. They are not in percentages, or they are not simply numbers. So we shall highlight and we shall format to $sign. Yeah. So now after we have found out all other taxes and our other deductions, we now need to know how much money do I take home. Now that is what we call the net pay. That is the actual money that you take home, that you go with back at home in your bag. Yeah, that is the net pay. So what is our net pay? Our net pay is our gross pay. Yeah, minus these other taxes and other deductions. Yeah, so what do we do? Our formula will now be equals gross pay less, you can put a bracket and sum up these two, because they are all we are simply deducting both of them. So you can add up the whole sum and have a single value. So we shall put a bracket and choose this plus H2, and we shall close our bracket. In other words, we are simply subtracting. We are getting our gross pay and removing the income tax with other deductions. We are combining them all together as expenses. We are maybe considering them to be an expenditure for each individual. Yeah, so this will be our formula, that we are getting our gross pay and we are removing the taxes and other deductions. Yeah, so we simply press enter and you simply drop that down for all the different cells. So the net income that Janat will be taking home is actually going to be $251.24, but the money she gets is $311. Yeah, and the same applies to each and every one to each and every employee. So now I would love to share. Yesterday we looked at a number of some of the functions in Excel. However, I want us to now look at the difference between an absolute value and I want us to look at the difference between relative referencing and absolute referencing. So let me say these are the totals that we have. Yeah, these are the totals that we have. I think I also didn't teach you this. You can simply use an auto summation. This is the button for auto summation. So you simply get into that cell. Yeah, you double tap and make sure that it is open for you to type in, and you simply tap auto summation equals, and then auto summation. Okay, so you simply do your equals, and then you come right here and choose auto summation, and it will give you the range. Yeah, and then you press simply enter and you have it done. So you will simply drag that and have all these other fields. We shall now be having the totals, how much money we pay, how much money the company pays out as a net payment for each individual, how much of the taxes, how much of other deductions. Yeah, but remember, we have now dollars, we have money and hours all combined. Oh, sorry. We have money and dollars combined, so we shall need to change that to dollars, because remember, these are hours and this is money. Yeah, this is just a number, this is money. Now, in relative referencing, you find that you can simply drag like we have been doing, that I'll need to put in a formula for this, and I simply drop down. Yeah, because Excel will simply read the formula and do that exactly. Yeah, let's come here and assume, let's assume something here. Let's assume we have maybe there is an increase in net pay. Maybe the company has decided that it's going to now give you an extra income of, let me say, $10 each. Yeah, so we shall need $10 for each individual. Now, if we would love to know maybe the net pay, yeah, let's say the other net pay, you cannot now come and say that maybe you're going to put in a formula that just a moment. If the company says maybe they are going to be having a formula, maybe they are going to add you some extra money, or they are going to give you some extra income on your net pay, to top up on your net pay. Yeah. Now, let me say they will be basing on the total that they have. Yeah. So you cannot. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. So you cannot rather have let me say we would love to reduce the total by 10%. Yeah. Yeah. 10% increase. We want to increase by 10% on each and every, on our totals here. Yeah. Or maybe we can simply do this, because I want us all to understand, so I don't want to use something that is complicated. I'm looking for something that is easier for us all to understand. So let me say we would love to reduce maybe 0.500 on each and every individual. Yeah, that will also be complicated. On our total, maybe we want each individual's net income to be reduced. We want to find maybe a percentage for how much does each individual contribute to the whole sum value of our net pay. How much, to what extent, which percentage does each individual contribute. So we shall simply So we shall simply want to know percentage contribution, yeah, percentage contribution for each individual. So we want to know how much, in what percentage does each individual contribute to our net pay. Yeah. So we want to know who may be paid more than the other, or who contributes the largest, who contributes the least. So what would you want to do? You'd want to get the net pay. Yeah. Each individual's net pay. And you what? And you divide it by the total. Let's try that. Our division sign is the slash. Yeah. So you divide by the total pay. Yeah. Divide by the total pay. So if you put in this value, let's press enter. Yeah. Now, when we drop down this particular value, we may not get the answer. We are not going to get the answer. So we drop that down. You see? You see? You're going to get div 0, div what, or name, or you'll find that it is going to give you it's going to show that there is a problem with the formula. Why? This is because Excel, let's get to our formula bar here. You find that Excel is going to is commanded to take one column to the left, one row to the left, and one down. So the next command is going to be 13, 18. Yet our total is in one position, it's in one cell, it's not recurring. Yeah. So what do you do for that? You have to fix this value that Excel can be able to read it for all the work, for all the net pays. Yeah. So we shall be coming here in our formula and we say fix this value. Which one? The total. And how do we fix that? There are two ways you can do that. You can simply press F4. You can simply press F4. You can simply press